Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of the RoundUp Tech Trends and Tunes. We're looking at entertainment at this time, the legal side of music. My name is Gloria Babaridi, your host, and as always, I have Wole Falaye, tech entrepreneur, business leader per excellence. I can go on and on. My co-host of the show, Wole Falaye.
Yeah. Good
Wole,
to be here again.
I'm excited about this topic.
This segment,
this part.
I want to be a student. That's it. I mean, we all listen to music. We love it.
Yes.
We know very little about how it works
Absolutely.
in the background. So looking forward to this.
The legal side of music. We just hear the tune, we hear the streams, we hear the downloads, the glam, the music videos. We don't know there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of sitting down. Call your lawyer. I will call my lawyer. Let's see how many percent are you taking? Yeah. What are you going to marketing and all of that? So that's the conversation we're about to have, and I think you should enjoy this one. Right.
Absolutely.
So before I bring up our guests, Wole, I like the fact that you give us a caveat. You first of all giving us the truth that you only listen to music. You don't really understand the business part of music, right?
But I went to check it out.
Okay.
I went to check it out. Because if you remember, music back then was buying CDs.
I don't remember.
As a young adult, it was really about buying CDs on the streets and put it inside my CD player in my car. When is Two-Face going to release his album and things like that? And then I know the battle back then was copyrights. These guys never get the revenue they deserve from us listening to their music. Because sometimes when you pay that street hawker 100 naira or whatever amount we were paying back then, a lot of that money was not even getting to the artist. And flip it around now. Those guys, I mean, you don't see anybody on the street again. They are all monetizing through streaming platforms. Social media. And one is wondering, how much money are these guys really making? Because you go to Spotify, they say it's 10 million downloads. You go to YouTube, it's this million. You go to, it's a lot. And I started looking at, and the Nigerian music industry has attracted attention
worldwide,
everywhere
global attention.
In the globe.
That's right.
So I started looking at it. They said in 2021, the music industry was already valued at $8 billion, growing at about 145% every year. So you can do the math where it is right now. The streaming is climbing on a monthly basis, especially for a number of artists who are well known globally. These guys are getting contracts to perform big concerts. Just recently, last week or 2 weeks ago, when the FIFA Club World Cup started, I think it was Thames that came to perform. Champions League a year or two ago, it was Burna Boy that performed. World Cup, the last World Cup was Davido that performed.
The closing ceremony.
So these guys are getting contract and exposure that I believe they are monetizing.
Okay.
So the point now is, how are they putting contracts in place? How are they protecting themselves and their estate? How are they protecting their music? I heard about someone that sang a song in the 90s that Davido sampled recently. And his music on Spotify or something
the stream just blew up.
And he's beginning to make money again
from songs that he released even when
maybe 30
Davido
years
was not
ago.
even born.
Exactly. So the dynamics have shifted so much that, I'm just looking forward to understanding what's underneath the hood, what's behind the scenes, things that we don't know and appreciate.
Absolutely.
And I'm really, absolutely hoping that our guest,
she will. I'm very sure.
Things for us
and
today.
One thing I like that you just said, Wole, is about, I know that we many a times are very forced to want to focus on those artists that are already doing well, the big guns, Burna Boy. But this is for any young artist also watching. Who knows? You might want to start a career in music and you're just thinking it's just about to release one song that will blow. You don't know the record label that might take interest in you. I want to sign you on. We're going to discuss the things you need to note.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the things that you need to put in place to avoid stories that touch when they start playing your songs all over the world. Okay, so you need to pay attention to this very particular episode. Joining us on the show is one of Nigeria's most respected entertainment lawyers. She has worked with A-list superstars and the biggest artists in and out of Nigeria, helping them and even creatives protect their work legally and to understand the business side of the music that they say they sing. Please join us on the show to welcome the beautiful, the one and the only, Oluyemisi Falaye. Dilo.
Yes,
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank
good
you.
to have you.
Thank you, Gloria.
I've started enjoying the back end conversations,
Yes.
and I'm looking forward to this one already.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Wale said he's a student with the introductory.
A fast learning student.
I'm telling you, it doesn't sound like this one is
It looks like I'm actually the student here. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We'd
pleasure.
like to start from the most common mistakes that a lot of creatives make. I know that it's about many a times fame just jumps on them, and you see that they're not prepared, they've not done their assignments, their homework. All they just say is that they're getting all the downloads, the streams, and many of them start as independent artists. Just a number of them have record labels actually say that your first single will want to be the one to back it up, right? So what are the common mistakes that you've seen in your years of practice that a lot of creatives make when it comes to the business side of the music that they say they make?
Okay, so as a lawyer, the most common one that I see is signing agreements blindly. So before we started, I was telling you guys that the music money is actually it's crazy to say the least. Music money is like blood money. So you struggle to get there, you struggle to hit it, but the moment you hit it, it's the
like a
money.
tap.
Yes, it's like a tap. It's not like a tap. It's like a river. It's like an ocean. If you get it right. And so these people already know that.
Ole, are you saying
you
was about
honestly,
I'm sorry, River.
you guys,
Ole, take tap. They are not doing it.
you guys, three of us, we are actually in the wrong profession.
You too?
Oh yes.
Oh, you're part of the
I need to
music.
start
But I'm not a creative. FIFA will not invite
it's not
me.
just musicians write the law. Creatives too.
Creatives
Actors,
generally.
right? Generally.
Actors in Nollywood haven't really hit it yet, but actors in Hollywood obviously
Yeah.
have, they have it sorted. But in Nigeria, I must also say that we don't have too many of them that have hit it. We can count. I don't even think they're up to 10. To be very honest.
Are you serious?
Global
Yes.
relevance? Yes, Wally.
No, I don't think they're up to. Are they up to 5?
But
Let me be generous and say 10.
must you have? I know you said it's like river, but must you have that global relevance before you start making a lot of money?
Yes, because you need to convert. So I guess our naira, the value of our naira, also might add to the fact that you need to cross over before you can hit it. Because before you can hit that river money or that ocean money, because by the time you start to, a Burna Boy, for instance, if he's going to perform, he earns nothing less than $1 million. So if he has to convert to naira, then obviously he's a billionaire. See what I mean?
Absolutely.
And for you to earn in dollars, for you to earn globally, you must also you must have reached that global exposure. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So for you to be able to earn, relying on naira alone might not help. But although it helps for some people, there are some street artists that are mainly relevant in Nigeria and are comfortable. They are doing well. I'll give you an example. Olamide, when he was running YBNL himself, he was known as a street artist. As a matter of fact, I remember Olamide would say then that if he's so comfortable in Nigeria that even if Beyonce invites him for a collaboration, he would get Beyonce to pay. That's how much he didn't care about crossing over. But guess what? Olamide has crossed over.
Yeah.
And it is very obvious.
Yeah,
you can see the
especially with
difference.
this new
Yes,
album.
yes,
You can
yes,
tell.
yes.
Apart from the album and the song and all of that, his lifestyle.
Yes.
Olamide
and
then,
the kind of events he attends
now.
That's very
Exactly.
Very obvious.
Exactly. Olamide then wouldn't care for Grammy awards. He wouldn't care for going to
So
Hollywood.
what changed his thinking?
So he got this international exposure. He signed with Empire. Empire is one of the biggest record labels in
that's
America.
True. That's true.
Yes, so he signed with Empire. He has a very good relationship with the owner of the record label. Not just a record label. It's just a music business outfit generally. So they
Just like Don Jazzy's Maven in
no,
Nigeria.
Don Jazzy's Maven is strictly record label.
Oh, okay.
So this is an entire entertainment outfit where they have publishing, they handle publishing, they handle marketing, it's a record label as well. They have their PR aspect as well. So it's an all-encompassing one-stop shop for any music creative.
Okay.
So Olamide signed with these guys. The figures, awesome, big, and obviously that came with international exposure, and now he's a big deal. Olamide then, when he was still running YBNL alone, will wear lace and jeans and say, I am Nigerian. But now Olamide is wearing LV, he's wearing suits, he's wearing so so you still need music. Is global, music is spiritual. Music is not spiritual, music is spirit. And just the same way you have Christians in Nigeria, you have people who believe in God in Nigeria, you have them in America, so music is doing the same thing.
Okay.
It's a spirit that can travel. Music does not need visa. As Mobad said, his music doesn't need visa to travel. Music will travel on its own because it's spirit.
All right. Now, before I allow Wole chime in with the next question for you, Dilo, we're seeing a lot of artists now revolt. There's like an ongoing rebellion against record labels. It's like there's a reawakening. Maybe somebody just touched their brain and say they're cheating you. Look very well. Go back to that contract you signed. Recently, we know what happened with Mercy Chinwo and our former record label Easy Concept earlier this year, and all that $345,000 complaining. And you also mentioned that there's even more to it that we do not know. What is causing that sudden reawakening? I think I even heard one recently. What's his name now? I can't remember his name now. With a record label, Fido, the guy that sang Joy is Coming, also complaining that his record label did something. There's another one again, Shea Vibes, and there's a lot. Is there a sudden, did they have a WhatsApp group where they are saying, let's start interrogating or checking our contracts again to see if there were discrepancies? Because it seemed like there's this wave. Is there something causing it from your experience? And I know that you have had first-hand experience with stuff like this. Please let's know what's happening.
So, that was what I was going to talk about before I digressed and started talking about some other things. As a lawyer, the first mistake that I notice in an artist is signing contracts blindly. I remember when Olamide was going to sign Asake, he was so overwhelmed that he said to Olamide, I'm not going to get a lawyer to review this agreement. YBNL wants to sign me. Do you know how long? And it's true. This guy has been waiting he's been turning out songs for his break.
Asake was my senior in uni.
Is
my dance instructor.
Is it? Interesting. So this guy has been around. He had been around for the longest period before Olamide decided to sign him. Now Olamide has said, take contracts. Go and give somebody to review it. And imagine him bringing the agreement to Oluyemisi Falaye. And I say, you are going to assign your rights in perpetuity if you sign this agreement. So I'm advising you, don't sign it.
And he's going to say, are you kidding me?
Hell?
You say what?
Are you kidding me?
You must be mad.
You want to pass and sign my galley?
Did they send you?
You must be mad.
Are you a
He will
village
tell me
people?
already that I'm crazy.
Yeah.
He will abuse me and call my bluff.
Yeah.
So he told Olamide, look, I'm not going to, right there and then,
I'm signing.
he signed. And guess what? It did not particularly work for him, because if he did, he would have renewed his agreement, or he would have been receptive towards reviewing
The terms.
But because he was so hurt, he felt cheated, in quote.
Or if that's the story, why would he feel cheated? He's
That's
the one that did not
Exactly.
read the
That's what I'm
agreement.
saying. Wale, here's my question. Wale, take time. What is
You see
happening
now?
with their brain? If somebody touch it and say, check it again. That's what I'm even concerned about.
The flip side to it is this. And see, I've been in Ashake's shoes before, figuratively speaking, not as an artist.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur, you've spent all your savings driving a business, and it has not panned out. You are not at break-even point yet. You've run out of cash. If you have an investor who is on the table, giving you good money, even though the times of the money are not great, or you know that with this money, the lights continue to be on. I'm not going to close. I'm not going to send people away. I'm going to have money to even take care of myself and my family, even though the times are not great. 9 out of 10 times, people will
jump at it.
because it's the break
The
they've
big
been
break
looking
they've
for.
been looking for.
But guess what? That money now does well. The company turns around, and then you're not feeling, I'm the one doing all this work. And these guys want to be taking 80% of the profit. Are they at fault?
Nope.
This thing happens in
absolutely
every
not.
industry. It's not just the music, industry. But I think it's amplified in the music industry because
they're
they
popular.
play art
So-
in the
so
public domain.
The law, what's happening? Like,
Yeah, so
why
what
they-
is happening is, at the point of signing, at the point of joining or being part of the record label, all you care about is wanting to blow, Olamide wants to sign, YBNL,
Fame.
Don Jazzy wants to sign me. I can't. I have to. I'm not going to. There's no point. A lawyer is going to kill my vibe. A lawyer is going to kill my dream, supposedly. So you go ahead, you sign. Fast forward, you become famous. You become Rema. You become Ashake. You become Fireboy, Ira Star. And then, like you said earlier, people begin to, you don't even need people to whisper to you. You
see
begin
it.
to,
You
see
see
it.
it.
You become exposed. You
See the
meet,
numbers.
you see the numbers. You
Number of
see,
streams, downloads.
you see all of these things. And then you go back to the agreement. You might not even go back to the agreement. Imagine you signing an agreement that assigns your rights in your songs in perpetuity to a
crazy.
record label.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I think it was even part of what the messaging will complain
Let
about.
me bust your head.
She signed.
Wizkid was signed to EME, Empire Mates, I forget, Entertainment, owned by
What's his name again?
Banky W
Banky W,
and
yes.
Tunde Demuren years back. Do you know that up till now, those guys earn 80% of Wizkid's first 2
Old albums.
up till now?
From
So-
whatever.
so
So, it's not even once. It's
so
like
to-
forever.
To follow up on that,
In perpetuity.
no, but when an artist come to that awareness and realization because they see more now, they are more educated, are the record labels not open to renegotiating and reviewing those contracts?
It depends on the terms of the agreement. If the agreement says that what you have cannot be reviewed, what you have cannot be...
They put it in those agreements.
In the absence of you putting it specifically that you can review, you cannot review.
Isn't that cruel though?
No, it's
see
not cruel. It's not cruel, and I'll tell you why. It is absolutely expensive, especially now. It's been expensive from time, but it's now even worse now to blow, in quote, as we
An
say
artist.
here, an artist. Look, to make a song popular in Nigeria
How much?
now, you would spend averagely about 75 to 100 million naira. One song
On an unknown artist.
on an unknown artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
But guess what? The likes of Maven Records will spend even more. I remember Don Jazzy saying one time that I think he spends about 250K on one song. And imagine how many songs each artist will turn out, how many EPs, how many artists that he has. This is the likes of people that are even popular now, Ira Star, Rema. You still need to push. You can even Wizkid that people think he's not pushing. If Wizkid is not posting personally, he has a record. He's signed to Sony Music, RCA. They are pushing one way or the other. So you cannot but push. So it's expensive. I won't blame a record label if they are being very.
So if you advise young artists today who are signing, who you are reviewing, what kind of flexibility would you normally get from those records? I mean, because we're talking about it now, it's in public domain that a lot of these guys make mistakes when they are signing at the beginning and all that. Does that not go into their consciousness now to review with a lawyer like you and figure out a way to get at least something more decent than the contract, the type of contracts we've been talking about?
Now, record labels, because of the troubles that have, you see, when this public fight starts, the consumers, the people out there will support their faves. They don't care much about if there's a rift between Ira Star and Don Jazzy now.
I don't know who will win.
Ira will win.
You think?
Ira will win, and it will affect Don Jazzy. They will call Don Jazzy evil. It has happened to him in the past. It's just that sometimes Nigerians will forget things easily. When Ricardo Banks left him, some people accused Don Jazzy of being diabolical. That once you leave his record label, you don't do it. Yes,
that's true.
So those are you cannot, and then it now gets worse if the owner of the record label is not a superstar. E.g., Kiss Daniel and Emperor Jeezy. Everybody just thought you are evil.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kiss Daniel signed the agreement himself. Did Emperor Jeezy did he get his ROI on his investment on Kiss Daniel before the rift started? Perhaps not.
Oh no.
Perhaps not. Did Kiss Daniel fulfill his part of the agreement before the rift started? Perhaps not. So,
no, Kiss Daniel, don't come for us.
No, it's my no, Kiss Daniel. You know now. We will not be here.
Anyway.
No, it's my guy.
Let's now talk about how creatives need to be more careful. Right, how they need to protect their creative control when signing contracts. What are the things you feel like any young person? I'm sure that these big guns already now understand how important it is for them to read every line of the contract meticulously with such heightened scrutiny, because they know how it can either make or mar their journey. But for every young artist out there, probably they just released the song and who knows who's going to jump on it, who wants to be a part of their production process and marketing and all that. How do they protect their creative control? How do they ensure that they're not exploited? What do they need to do? Please share with us.
So first, once like I always say, as a creative, whether a performing artist, whether a music producer, whether an actor, whether a writer, whatever you are as a creative, once you have decided to convert your creativity or to monetize your creativity, the first person that you should recruit is a lawyer.
Not even a manager.
A what? It's a lawyer. Because the agreement you are going to sign with that manager has to be prepared by the lawyer. There are some very wild managers that will want to be, let me not talk too far. Jude Okoye, P Square's elder brother, was their manager. Jude was earning the same thing. So once they get any form of financial returns, they split it into 3.
Wow. That's a big chunk.
But
and they're the ones doing the work.
Yeah, but that could have been as a result of being
because they are
well, so an ignorant and desperate artist. No offense to Jude. I'm sorry in case Jude you watched it. No offense to you. So imagine an ignorant artist. Imagine Jude still having that mentality. And then an ignorant artist goes to him first to say, please manage me.
And he will say, this is my template.
You have to follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about siblings or anything. It's just what it is.
This is what works for me.
And guess what? They didn't work as siblings then. It was business. It was, forget that it's their brother. It was business. So that's why you need to go to a lawyer first.
There's one part of this conversation that we've not touched, and we won't be on the roundup if we don't look at the technology side, impact of AI, how that is shaping out from the legal side in music. When people talk AI, I think for me, I'm waiting for how this thing will settle in the creative industry, really, whether it's music or acting and all that. Because right now you can literally take a sample of someone's voice, auto-tune it, bring beats,
and still be in trouble.
Oh, let me even bust your bubble. They say they are doing cover. Have you not been seeing it? Yeah. You will take someone's song, do a cover, and post on your YouTube page, and you will now even get more streams than the original of the song.
But I think companies like Google and YouTube, I think they are putting some copyright infringement law around that. Talk about that and how the industry is prepared, because we are at the beginning stages of all that. This thing is going to continue to deepen. AI technology is improving every day, and begin to see. I mean, was it not Google that released a version of their AI a couple of weeks or months ago, much better than what
is obtainable now?
So this thing is going to become real. We're going to get to a point where we won't know whether it's Wizkid or Wizkid AI that we're listening to. How are these guys preparing for this, and how are they protecting themselves legally?
Well, to be very honest with you, I don't think anybody is doing anything about AI in music. I mean, dudes are just, still busy turning out their songs. Still making money, and all of those things. So I guess whatever is obtainable in other,
because there are already legal challenges and court cases in the US on this already.
You see?
How many for years now?
So
it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. So even as a legal practitioner, it just also means that I need to start to prepare. We need to. It's the entire ecosystem. Yes, okay. I'm here.
She's already looking at me like, what is that?
Which work?
It's the entire ecosystem, and I hope that it won't be difficult for all of us to catch up, particularly the judicial system, the judiciary system in Nigeria. As it is, they are still kind of, they still think, the creative industry is child's play. You see what I mean? You sampled Wizkid's song. Go and guys, most of the court cases that we have now, copyright infringement or within the entertainment industry, are usually settled out of court.
Let us have a conversation.
Excuse me, yes. So we haven't really got precedents on how a particular case was resolved, apart from settling out, and then use that as it is done in law. So I'm just hoping that by the time this AI.
So don't we have like statutes that protect in our laws? Yes,
we do. Today? We do, but most of them need to be reviewed. We have the Trademarks Act. We have the Copyright Act. I think those are the two main acts. That actually protects the creative industry.
Yes, and
so to speak. Property. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So. Just before we run off, it's been quite an enriching conversation, honestly. We want you to quickly differentiate between a stream and a royalty, because people kind of mix it up. What's the difference between streams and royalty? So
I'll start by telling you the two rights in a song. So there's a publishing right and there's the master's right. Master is sound, publishing is lyrics. The sound is the recording, what you hear, the performance, which is usually owned by either the artist, if he's not signed to a record label, or the record label. And then the publishing side is the lyrics itself, which is usually owned by the songwriter or the artist or the producer of the beat. The producer of the beats also forms part of the publishing right. Now, royalties is earned from publishing. So if you use my song for a commercial, or you play it on the radio, or you use it in a movie as a sync, marketing of the song basically is what you is covered by publishing, and what you make from it is the royalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the master side is the sale of the song. That's the streaming. When you stream, when you download, when you buy the song, then you are making money from stream. So you make money from Apple Music, Spotify, those
platforms.
Yeah, those platforms is the streaming, and that's earned on masters.
So how did you get into entertainment law? Did you just decide that you wanted to be an entertainment lawyer?
No, I didn't just decide. So I was working in the largest law firm in Nigeria, Denton Takers Law. I was in the corporate commercial department of the firm and intellectual property department of the firm as well. So one day, one of my direct boss then, my direct supervising partner, Mr. Falaye Martins, thank you very much again, sir, called me and said, you heard that entertainment is the new oil and gas in Nigeria. How can we plug ourselves, in that space? Even though it's not doing so well, but how can we position ourselves to be the
factor?
Yes, once it starts to generate income, And I remember he asked if I knew any entertainer. I said yes. Who? Toke Makinwa. Shout out to you, my girl. So there and then, I guess he thought I was lying or he didn't believe me. He said, okay, call her. So I called Toke, put her on speaker. Both of them got talking. And there and then, Mr. Martins offered Toke 1 year free legal service.
Wow.
Oh, yes. And when the department started to grow, Mr. Martins now decided to make it a standalone in the firm, and I headed the department, and I had about 3 other lawyers working. And then one satisfied client just, birthed another one, from Toke to DSF to Olamide to Davido to Zlatan to Funke Akindele. Shola. Can I continue? Shola Shoboale.
Continue.
Can I continue?
Please drop it.
Keep dropping.
They need to know the gravity of who is sitting on that seat. Are you kidding? We don't kid on the roundup.
So that was how we just became popular within the ecosystem, and somehow we started to create awareness in the industry, and people to a very large extent now know not to have a lawyer,
Yes.
in their corner as an entertainer.
Fantastic.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
If your final words as we wrap up the legal side of entertainment in Nigeria. Speaking to any creative, just look into the camera and speak to any creative as a lawyer, as their lawyer.
Yo, creative. let me sound like you. What up, creative?
I like it.
Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. That's it.
That's it. If you need her contact, send us a message. We'll hit you up. And that's it on the
we'll
show.
give it to you for it.
We
Sure.
will.
Absolutely.
What do you think? What do you like money? We should collect royals. Will you collect royals?
It depends on what we sign.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the
Awesome.
show.
It's been a pleasure.
Lilo, thank you very much. I'm
Awesome.
I'm very sure once Wally drops his first single, it'll get to.
No, Wale is my brother, so he's covered.
It's been quite an interesting conversation. I remember speaking to you at the beginning of the episode that it was going to be enlightening and insightful. And I'm sure that every young creative right now, whether you are in music, you're an actor, or even a content creator, because a lot of content creators these days are beginning to make a lot of money getting shows and gigs. You need to get a lawyer. That's important because the brands will come. They want to make you their brand ambassador, their brand influencer. Ensure that you get a lawyer to read your contracts and to check it with much scrutiny. It's been quite a wonderful conversation on the show. Please let us know in the comments if you enjoyed this very episode, and whatever topic it is you want us to look at in coming days, let us know in the comment. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, hit the notification bell so when we drop a new video, you are the first to know. The Roundup Tech Trends and Tunes will be back with another mind-blowing and brain-busting episode in the coming weeks. My name is Gloria Babaride, and it's been absolutely wonderful serving as your host. Wale, sign out. You can sing to sign out.
You
Sing.
always do this.
Sorry.
Until next time.
I thought you even sing. I thought you would drop Wale signing out. Okay, signing out, everyone.
Let me sign first.
I like that. Nice one. Take care, everyone, and see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.